Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to All About Racing for the first race on a Wednesday in F1 25. We're back with F1 Power Grid for a second day of the week. It's their DTS Senna tier. There are some differences to this league, and we'll go more into detail about that. There's 12 rounds to go in the season. More of that later on. The Brazil Interlagos circuit is to host the fourth round of this season, and I think I didn't do the title properly. Now I come to think about it. Track length 4.3 kilometres, 2.6 miles. We've got 16 corners around here, 10 to the left and 5 to the right. 3 DRS zones, 2 DRS zones. 2 DRS zones around this circuit. You're going to use the C2 hard, C3 medium and C4 soft tyre. Plevolent is leading the Drivers' Championship on 139 points. 6 points behind is Entronsic. Zoltan is in third. Pigeon 4. Fifth is Egoff. Brad is 6th, 7th is Rumsky, Armin is 8th, 9th is Scotty, and 10th is Hilly. Lotus are leading the Constructors' Championship, so yeah, we're using multiplayer cars. As you can see, there's different logos on the side. We'll go through that in a second. Los Limpos Hermanos, that little Breaking Bad reference, in second place there. The pink cars, Lotus, are racing in black. By the looks of things this season. We do have a couple of odd colours. Progen, Mercedes F1 are in third. They're the orange team. Salbrex are fourth in the championship. Ski Sports is fifth. Breakfast is sixth. Brunessi Motorsport is 7th. Project 20 is down in 8th. 9th is Racing Knights. And JT Golf Racing is in 10th place. So drivers out on the circuit. And as I said, with these custom liveries, it's actually really nice just to see some different cars. If I do get them wrong, I do apologise. Just going to have to do a little bit of a cross-reference to make sure I get this right. So this, is the Pro-Gen Mercedes F1 team. With Milanist at the wheel, we'll get all the data up. For some reason, we're not getting the timing data coming up. Bear with me a second. Not sure why we're not getting my timing information up. We're just watching Milanist in the Pro-Gen Mercedes. Out to the final corner of Junkow. See if we get it up and running this time. And goes provisionally fastest with a 109.1. Scotty MT coming up towards the line. It's a Pro-Gen Mercedes 1-2. And Scotty does split the two of them in that Racing Knights car. And 9 drivers have set laps, and Flacco down at the back in 10th place. we can get that to get it to work. And Tronzik, I think, is about to come into the pits. Benenzi going slowly as well. Mass F1 is on a lap. In the Brunetti Motorsports car coming up the hill. And just coming around Pico de Passo. And Magilio and into Young Cal, the final braking zone on the lap. So, just over 12 minutes left to go in the session. And we've still got a few drivers yet to settle up. Destructive J just starting a lap in the... I'm not sure which car it is. Teammates with the Plevolence. So the Plevolence usually always getting on top by the sounds of things. And that's the Lotus car. Is Jay comes into Pico de Passo and towards Young Cal. We're right on board till the very end of the lap through Magulio. So only one driver has not set a lap, and it's got to be our man in the Project X car. Both Project X cars down in 18th and 19th today. Still 10 minutes left on the clock, still plenty of time to go. We'll just watch him go down into Desida del Lago, out of turn 5, as we're going to ride up the hill here into Ferragula and Larangina, turn 8. And now into the long left-hander of Pinerio and on to Pico de Passo, turn 10. One of the more tricky corners, I think, turns out. We've got Rose Stocker joining the chat. Good day to you. And up towards the line now for Ahmad. With just over 8 minutes to go, he goes 5th fastest, so a lot better than his teammate. There's Raycon down in 18th, just on a slow lap by the looks of things. Is Milanist in that Pro Gen Mercedes, took provisional pole early on in the session, now down in 16th. I think that was his last time, the provisional pole. As he comes up through Ferragulu, he has to get out of the way for the flying car coming through. It was Raz and Destroy. I believe, I think, is a reserve tonight. I think that will be for the golf team. Maybe he's one of the full times and the other driver is the reserve. But here comes Raz and Destroy in the GT Golf. 7th fastest for him at 108.1. We've got 175 as the provisional pole time as Hilly comes up the hill in that Ski Sports car, and it's 9th and 10th for Hilly and the Dutchman Koyx Gamer, who's on an outlap at the moment and has got the car just ahead of him, I think, on an outlap as well. So, as we watch Koyx Gamer start his next lap, it'll be probably his penultimate lap now at this point. Welcome everyone who's joining us. Down into Descida del Lago for Koyx Gamer. Oh, apologies, just touched me like that. Into the final few corners. Magulio, the long downhill left-hander, use a bit of the curve on the outside. Try not to touch the grass, especially if you're not using ABS. It will send you off into the stratosphere, taking the left pedal with your right front on the outside on the grass. Coming through, crossing the pit lane entry, up to the line. Looks like a good lap, very good lap for Koyx Gamer. 4 passes for him, a 107.9. So the Cleveland's still leading. He's on a lap at the moment. First sector, he is down on his previous attempt. Sorry, give me a second, guys. As drivers are saying, but it's just drivers are saying, the chat is saying Cleveland's is a machine. He's quite a way away. 2/10 for the Cleveland's in that Lotus Eclipse car. Flacco now coming up to the line to, I believe, finish a lap there. He's 5/10 up, but it still only puts him 18th fastest. So as we wait, is the majority of the field are in the pit. There's Raycon coming into the pits as well in the breakfast blitz. Formula One car, and we've got a few drivers just about to start a lap. I think that was Raz and Destroy, who we'll watch with 3 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock through the Senna S, Curva de Sol, and down the Retta Riposta we go. DRS available down this back straight for the man in 9th place at the moment. Got a yellow flag in the second sector. That is for the JT Golf car. As we exit Pico de Pato and down the hill through Magulio and into the final braking zone of Young Cow. He's down on his time at the moment. Is he going to bail out and go into the pits to try and get one more lap in at the very end? I think he will. He's one of the slowest. It's probably the second. It is the second quickest lap time in terms of actual seconds and minutes on the calendar. Only Austria beats this one, so you can be super late out of the pits, and still 80% of the field either in the garage or just trundling down the pit lane at the moment. As we wait for some more to come out of the garage, with just over 2 minutes to go, there is going to be quite a queue that forms up through that final sector. Of course, most of the final sector is around just over a kilometre towards the line from the bottom of the hill at Young County, arrives to the highest point of the circuit, just around the start-finish line actually at this place. So only a few left in the pits. Koyx Gamer has just come out as well, but only 1 minute and 20 or so on the clock. And bearing in mind, there are drivers now just starting to start their final lap, or well through it already, as Ben Zilla, as you can see, just coming through turn 8 and 9 and then getting off the road for other cars coming through. As we see Adolf Hazard in the Sauber. Coming out of the final few corners up to the line. What's the Sauber X-Man going to be able to do? It's 5th fastest for him. Adolf Hazard just staying where he is. Koyx Gamer going to get to the line with around 25 seconds left to go. Others just crossing the line behind him. Are they all starting laps here because they're going to impede each other? That is for sure. And we got Los Polos. This is Tronzik up in 3rd. There's Grace down in 17th place. Personal best in the 1st sector. And Zoltan takes provisional pole in the Pro Gem Mercedes. Only a few corners to go. Flat to the line, of course. What's Grace going to be able to do? It's only 17th as Flacco is invalidated the lap, and it's absolute carnage in the final sector of the lap. The other Pro Gen car is now going slowly and is not going to be able to improve as the Plevolence is on a lap, but is down in the 1st sector. And Zoltan, of course, not going to be able to improve. Scotty also going slowly. I think it's just been a traffic paradise on this final lap. His Pigeon coming up to the line as well is going slowly. We'll keep an eye on the Plevolence who is not going to get on pole position, going very, very slowly, tenths and seconds down on his time, actually 21 seconds down his time, and I think that's the end of qualifying. The Pro Gen Mercedes driver, Zoltan, is going to take pole here in Sao Paulo. So there's your man on pole, Zoltan in the Pro Gen Mercedes. Plevenance takes second in the Lotus. It's a Lotus 2-3 at the start here in Brazil. Tronzik in 4th, 5th is Pigeon, 6th is Raz and Destroy, Rumsky in 7th, 8th is Koyaks Gamer, 9th is Hazard, 10th is Arman, 11th is Benzilla, Mikey GCI 12th, 13th Hiddy, Destructive J 14th, 15th is Milanis, 16th is Matt F1, 17th is Grace, 18th Flacco, and 19th Raycon. We'll be back in just a second. So, as we wait a moment for the start, we'll have a quick look at the race director, just to have an idea. Looks like everyone's on the mediums and the hards. Yes, they are, all 19. The top 6 on the mediums, only one driver in the top 10 on the hard tyres, really all the way down to 14th, 13th of them on the medium tyres, only 3 starting on the hards. Everyone's sort of changing around now, as you can see, as we get ready for the start. Here's the start of the formation lap now. We'll just see what was confirmed. So only one driver in the end started on the hard tyres. Everyone else got cold feet about having cold tyres at the start. So all going to be similar. Looks like it should be a dry race. Obviously we can get mixed conditions around this place. It's very likely. I sort of had some strategy options of using the soft tyre. That might come later on, of course, but also, of course, might not. Yeah, so I think everyone's just sort of playing it safe. It can throw up a few spicy moments, can't it? So Plevolence has took 2 out of the 3 wins so far. Abu Dhabi was the first race. Miami was the second. Last week was the British Grand Prix, but the reverse circuit. I wonder what everyone thought about that. I wonder if that was... It would have been interesting for sure. So everyone about to line up on the grid. So Zoltan got 1 podium this season so far. First time on pole position. Raz and Destroy pushed back in his box. Matt F1 the same as well. So as we get ready for the start, Zoltan on pole, Prevalent alongside, 5 red lights and foot flat to the floor here in Brazil, and Zoltan gets a good launch, but also does Scotty behind in the other Lotus as you go into turn 1. The Pro-Gen Mercedes is going to lead the way, but then they make contact, him in the Lotus, and then the other teammate, the other Lotus on the outside in that gold and black livery as we go down the Reta Aposta on towards Curva de Sol. Curva de Sol, into Descida del Lago, and the Plevolence takes the lead of the race out of Descida del Lago and up the hill towards Ferrajuda we go now, and Tronsky trying to make a place, hasn't made one just yet, now gets that first position made in the race so far from the start, moving from 4th to 3rd at the moment, halfway through lap 1. It's the Plevolence, Zoltan, Tronzik, Scotty, Raz and Destroy, Pigeon, Rumsky, Koyaks Gamer, Hazard and Armin all in the top 10 as we go around Pico de Pato, through Magulio, down the hill into the final braking zone of the lap. We'll get DRS out of Curva de Sol on the next lap, down that Reta Aposta straight. Up the hill we go with the Plevolence taking 2 purple sectors so far. Of course, standard in that first lap as he does take the lead into lap 2. Back down the hill we go through the Senna S, and Hazard and Armin are fighting for position through the Senna S, through Curva de Sol. Back towards the front we go as Zoltan goes up the inside here at the next corner, the left-hander, and up the hill through Ferrajuda we go. Single file really, may get a little lunge into turn 7 or turn 8 here. As there's a fight at the very back for the final couple of places between the Breakfast Blitz and the Project 20 teams. Down the hill we go. And on to the 3rd lap we go. 3 different teams on the podium into this 3rd lap as Zoltan takes the fastest lap of the race once again. DRS available for the Plevolence in the Lotus, but isn't able to get close enough. Again, just so close at the front. Single file, of course, again through this middle sector of the lap. Most of them, all of them, in the top 14 on the medium tyre. So all going to be doing very similar things in terms of strategy. How long will they go into the race? Would it be a 1-stop? Would it be a 2-stop? More likely a 1, I think, to mediums to hard tyres. Obviously, we've only got the 1 on the hard tyre, which is minimalist on the hard tyre, and so he will just be doing the opposite, so it might be quite quick towards the end of the race as Pigeon goes to the outside on Raz and Destroy, but he'll put up a fight, of course, as we go into the next corner, and close between them, comes out unscathed. down the hill into Descida de Lago. On board with the breakfast club car. So no one's been able to break the DRS just yet. Armin is super close and looking for a move on the inside. Then Hazard trying to go defensive and hits KoiX Gamer, who has ghosted. And now Armin is made up 2 places with that incident happening at Pica Tapato. Into Juncal we go now. Hilly trying to go up the inside in that Ski Sports car and gets past the Sauber. And then Benzilla as well in the GT Golf. Goes up into 12th as well, as William says in the comments. Seems certainly was then. And Grace as well, around the outside. Then on the inside for turn 2, around turn 3, Curva de Sol, and got the move done. And we're looking at Raycon, who's going to try and get out of last place. Saw them battling earlier on as well. And up into 18th, and Flacco back down into 19th and last. So all just coming out of Juncal now. Tell you what, these multiplayer cars sound a bit strange, don't they? Off-board, just noticed. We've got a little glimpse into what the 26 engines are going to sound like, because they kind of sound a bit terrible, don't they? I mean, they're not great anyway. Zoltan loses the lead. Apologies for missing that one, but Tronzik trying to take another place, take the place as well, and make Zoltan lose not 1 but 2 places at the end of that start-finish straight on the start of lap 6. He goes from 1st to 3rd as we go down the Reta Reposta into Descida de Lago. And going up the hill again into Ferragula. Nothing splitting these guys. If we're to have a look at the top 10, only 5 seconds separates that top 10 right now. When we get to the pit stop window, and if it's 1 stop, what we're going to be thinking, another 10 laps or so, 8, 10, 12 laps in that region on the medium tyres to make it worthy for a 1 stop. Riding on board with Pigeons, he comes up the hill in that Breakfast Splits car. 88 points so far this season for the Brit. 1 podium, got the fastest lap as well. He's averaged out 29 points a race, which is pretty decent. Yellow flags flying in the first sector. That is for Grace, is the top 4 breaks away. As Danny's trying to help me do my job. Seeing as I wasn't paying attention and rambling. So, saying the top 4 are split away, almost the top 2 are split away here. Oh, they are going to split away. Zoltan has lost the car in Magulio. Must have caught the car. Oh, and again, tyres must be screaming. As he comes up the hill, is he going to be able to hold on to it? As Pigeon takes the place, and Rumsky goes around the outside. We're looking at Armin as well. He might be lining up a move as well, as Rumsky and Zoltan making contact with one another, going through Curva de Sol now and down the Reta Reposta. Armin is going to try and get a bit of a slipstream here from Rumsky ahead as he tries to pass Zoltan. And then at the inside, Mikey GTI trying to take a couple of places as well. And he does so in that Sauber X. 2 places in one corner out of Curva de Sol and down that Reta Aposta. Lovely move from Mikey GTI there. And Zoltan is struggling on those medium tyres. Fiery hot by the looks of things with him sliding all over the road. What a brilliant move from Mikey GTI. And within striking distance of Rumsky ahead. And the top 2, after all that excitement at the start of lap 8, have been able to break away and are in a race of their own. The Plevolence is leading the race, leading the championship as well. 2 wins to his name, 3 poles. Didn't take pole position today though, a hat-trick of poles, but was stopped here in Brazil. Can he be stopped from taking a 3rd win though? And some time penalties coming through. Front wing change for Flacco. I'm looking at that with a front wing change, looking at about 31 seconds all in all down that pit lane. So Scotty as well in a race of his own right now. In a bit of no man's land. Not anymore though. Spoke too soon. Rather than destroy, just got in there, and then Scotty went straight into the pits. This is an early stop. This must be a 2-stop strategy. And around 21 seconds, if all in all it goes well, if we're going to get an optimal pit stop time, around 23 seconds if not. Serviced and out onto the hard tyres for Scotty. And Rumsky getting a 10-second time penalty. And when will the top 2 pit? So is Scotty going to do? He's done 10 laps. He's going to have to go, so it'll be a medium hard, I think, to the end. So I wonder if Milanis will go and do about another 8 or so laps, 8 or 9 laps maybe. Maybe a medium soft to the end could be possible with the lower fuel, as we have drivers coming in and the screen lighting up with time penalties, 10-second time penalties. No idea why it's so harsh this year. Did the rule actually change in real life? I never think it did, and they just decided to change it in game. The top 2 still out on the racetrack at the moment. And Milanis in 3rd, starting on those hard tyres. He's now at 12 places, started 14th. Started 15th. Welcome everyone who's joining. You're watching a new tier on the All About Racing channel. It's the Drive to Survive Senna tier. We're going to do 12 rounds this season, and then a final round as a safety car is deployed, and we can get to talk about it now, can't we? Because we're going to have some free time with not much going on. Not for a minute though. We'll see what happens with drivers going into the pits. Is Milanis going to pit as well? This is early on, and it's a really bad time for the Pro-Gen Mercedes driver to pit at this point. This was the worst time for him to have a safety car come out, as the top 2 surely will come in. And I'm not sure what the safety car is for actually. There was nothing overly obvious to why there was a safety car, but we've got one. It's going to bring the pack closer together. It's going to let a lot of the drivers who just got 10-second penalties be able to get rid of them, and it not be so damaging to their race like it would have been before, so under green flag conditions, of course. So we're looking at a good pit stop advantage here under the safety car. It's going to really equate to about 10 seconds stop all in all with the pace of everyone else going round. So the top two still come out in the lead of the race. It's been perfect for them. Spot on for them. So to talk about, so we've got 12 rounds, and then we've got team principals as well. We've got two different tiers running today, and the team principal runs both tiers, and drafts are made between drivers. It's got a bit of a whiff of the NFL feel about it. We've got a playoff Super Bowl final, which is a 13th race, a mystery race, which the team leading the championship will get to pick at the end of the season, and the top 5 teams will race to win the championship and have a playoff final, I guess, and that is how it's going to work. The bottom 5 will just sort of have to sit back and watch for that one. So that'll be the 13th race, and the top team at the end of the 12 rounds will be able to pick which track, I do believe. If I've got anything wrong there, please do say. So interesting format, and as you can see, the different cars, which is quite nice actually to have that. Did it myself a few years ago. Hard to manage though with deliveries and things, so it's worth it, but it's very difficult to get it done well and properly. And really looks like everyone's got nice logos, all looking very similar. I think there's only one actually, it doesn't look identical to the other, but they still look similar. So brilliant management from the admins. So if anyone's new to the channel as well, make sure you subscribe to the channel. 3 days of racing at Apex Performance Series tomorrow night with their 4th round of the season in Belgium. So keep an eye out for that one. We've got a new format for tomorrow as well in terms of how we dish out the penalties. We brought in a new sort of light qualifying ban. We use the short qualifying format, but the light qualifying ban, like a strict one, where you can only come out with 8 minutes to go if you've got that sort of penalty applied to you after an incident from the week before, or you can come out 4 minutes before or less, obviously, to kind of make it like a one-shot or a 2-shot qualifying, really. Anyway, safety car in this lap. Keep your eyes out for Belgium. Keep subscribing to the channel and liking the video, guys, and appreciate everyone being very chatty in the comments as well. It's in the chat, it's lovely to see. And not even halfway through the race yet, got to get to lap 18. So the Plevolent will get us going whenever he sees fit. He hasn't actually done so yet, believe it or not. And we get racing again. Big lock up though into turn 1 for him. It means Tronzik is able to catch back up through the corner just a bit. It's a hazard, and Armin are fighting for position here. Alec Kerber de Sol down the Retroposta we go towards the Cida de Largo. On the outside goes Hazard in the Sauber as debris flies up in front of them, and Armin in the Project X car stays in 7th place with Mikey GTI just ahead of him. So into the final corner. Guys who are watching this, if I stay quiet for a minute, do the cars sound like F2 cars? I swear they're F2 car noises. It's not even a generic F1 sound, I don't think. Sounds F2 to me, especially with the downshifts. Anyway, comments would be appreciated if I'm going crazy or not. So, up the hill into Ferragula we go. Tronzik taking the lead of the race. Got a serious battle at the front. We've got the it doesn't sound like F1. They said the downshifts, it's like growly sound from an F2 car. I bet you there'll be a patch later on. At high speeds, it sounds like a Timu F1 car, and on a downshift it just sounds like an F2 car. Very strange. Scotty taking the place as Tronzik is able to break away out of that DRS zone. And as Danny comments, he does look very quick and clean air, to be fair. And Matt F1 going past Milanist. But it's weird, see, if we ride on board, just sounds like a normal generic F1 car. Very strange. Definitely a bit of a patch there, don't they? So out of Maguglia we go into Young Cal, right on board with Zoltan in the Pro Gen Mercedes car. As we ride up the hill. Another EA Masterclass, as FLW says. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. But to be fair, this game has been better, and you can tell with the popularity as well. I mean, I've commented on about 10 races so far, 10 or 12, and I haven't seen anything less than like, well, in an actual season I've done 6, and I think 18 is the lowest I've seen so far. So in terms of attendance wise, it's coming back to the good old days of like COVID actually. So this is a lot better. Maybe they'll get a license. Maybe they've done it this year because the license is running out this year and they want it back. So I've tried to make some decent improvements. This stuff with the glitching, I'm not overly bothered about. It's a bit annoying, but I'd rather them focus on what they've done with the actual race cars and the raceability. Than worrying about little things like the noises. I mean, not many leagues use multiplayer cars, so it's probably not noticed very often. And obviously, we still got to report the issues for them to sort them. Up the hill we go into turn 1 at the highest point of the circuit. The Senna S, of course. And Zoltan losing another place now. Get the tyres up. Oh, hold on a minute. Zoltan and Rumsky off the road. We're looking down at the telemetry. Look back up, and it's Mercedes Red Bull, Hamilton Verstappen 2021 here, isn't it? At the outside of the seasonal Largo. No idea what was going on there. Zoltan down in 7th place. So into turn 1, big battle happening on it at the moment. Looking like a bit of a argy-bargy going on. but it's very, very feisty. Still got all 19 drivers in the running on lap 19 of 36, just over the halfway point of the race, and Tronzik not been able to break away now, and got Scotty back within DRS, the two cars behind, which I believe are the two Lotus cars. Have we got 3 Lotus cars here today? For some reason we do have 3 Lotus cars. Who are the 2 full-time drivers? I'm unsure. We'll just have a quick look. Obviously, first time in it today is Jay, so Scotty must be reserving for someone else. Oh, is there 2 teams that look very similar, are there? Is that actually 2 teams that look very similar? Oh, no way. They actually look that close. Have they done that to give me nightmares or something? That's awful. That is awful. Not awful liveries, just, yeah. Even the sponsors are the same. Okay, so we've got Racing Night. It's not really grey though, is it? Oh, I bet it is worse at night. So I've just got to remember, it's Scotty, and who's the other one? Scotty and Immortal, who's not here tonight, I'm guessing. So, lap 20 of 36. One more stop will have to be made. I'm going to make a request for the livery to be more grey, I think. Because it's just not grey at all, is it? It's black and black. It's horrible. I'm sure I'll be denied when I may ask. Anyway, drivers making overtakes at the moment into turn 1. Razin Destroy right on the tail end, looking on that outside line. Now the Curva de Sol, DRS available, but for both of them, is they're both clipping down the straight and not using battery. And up the hill we go, watching this midfield battle. I do like the JT Golf livery, it's very nice, could be my favourite. I also like the Pro Gen Mercedes one as well. I know we have an orange car on the grid, but it's a different orange, it's quite a nice orange as well. Not liking the Lotus and Lotus 2.0 Racing Nights, because they look so similar. Gonna have nightmares about that. I will honestly have nightmares about that. So, on to lap 22, the top 3 in a race of their own. Arman upper place on Mikey GTI as we've got this big bunch in the top half of the midfield. And Mikey getting past in the Sauber X again. And into the final parts of the lap. Mikey seeming a bit like the cork in the bottle at the moment, isn't he? As we're about to go up the hill and get DRS once again. I think he knew it was the cork in the bottle because he's come into the pits onto the mediums, I would imagine, for his final stint. So out of the pits he comes. And down in 13th, it's 13th and 14th for the two Sauber cars. And still, this very close battle in the midfield between about 5 or so cars. When are any of the top 3 going to come in? Is Tronzik going to come in this time around? Scotty or the Plevelance? Of course, I'm assuming, gents, in years gone by on multiplayer cars, you can't manipulate it in a way with the pit stops. I tried to, with thinking it was like you do the first 10 drivers in a list of like 1 to 10 and then 11 to 20, thinking that they would match together, but I'm guessing they don't. So I'm assuming it's sort of, you don't know who your teammate is in the race, which is obviously always a downside to this. Yeah, it's random. So do you see what I mean though, when I say, you know, if you had like the Lotus car being first and 11th in the list when you're getting into the lobby, that would kind of make sense to me, but it doesn't even do it that way. So as you say, it's going to definitely be random, and if you do it just in pairs, it still doesn't work either, which is so frustrating. Yeah, that would be the right one, wouldn't it? Just trying to work it out. But I suppose if a lot of people are in the lobby with you, then you know, in a voice chat. A 10-second penalty for Armin. Let me have a look. Where is he on the list? He's 10th place. He's one of the only ones I think I didn't change, actually. That's why I've been a bit confused. Armin, 10-second time penalty. We will find out now. Yes, he does. We can look this way as well. He's got a 10-second penalty and 20 seconds for grace. How is that even possible? Rumsky moving up a couple of places there as well. The top 3 still need to pit. The top 2, should I say, still need to pit. One of them has. Scotty has, and he's in clean air now. And going pretty quickly, he's in a purple middle sector as Milanist comes into the pits. And the top 2 have stayed out for another tour of the circuit, another 2.5 miles around this Interlagos circuit as Armin takes the fastest lap on those hard tyres. And Milanist only just coming out of his pit box. It's going to be close with him in Rumsky, I think. And the others around him. He's going to come out maybe just between them. He certainly is. That's a yellow flag. But gone as soon as it came. Either the top 2 going to pit this time. No, going to carry on. The Plevants following closely with 10 laps to go. Pigeon now in, gets it stopped in time. Scotty taking the fastest lap. He was one of those top 3 fighting. Just a few laps ago. Surely will take the lead of the race when those other 2 do eventually pit. So Scotty down in 9th in the championship right now. Oh, getting very close to the back of Matt F1. Driving for that Brunelli Motorsport car, and then switch to the right-hand side, that inside line. It was a lovely little move from Scotty there to get that done. Does have the tyre advantage, but had the racecraft and awareness to get that done at Pico de Pato, and has another 4.5 seconds of free air up the road now. And the top two stay out once again. Not going to the end, are they? Surely. I can't imagine they're going to the end. Maybe they are. Or they're going to pit for the softs at the very end and go on a bit of a big old charge. Raycon getting a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as Hilly having a fight with Benzilla, and then Koyak's Gamer going on the outside of his teammate. The two Ski Sports cars. Is it Sky Sports or is it Ski Sports? Just so I know as well, because obviously they've just done it in a different spelling, but they could mean it to be that way, as the top two are fighting it out for position. And a Curva de Sol down the Retta Aposta, and Tronzik is going to go back for the move again with that extra speed advantage. Yeah, Ski. Yeah, I thought it was Ski. Just didn't know if it was a different spelling and they wanted it said as Sky. Oh, the Ski Sports cars are fighting with Breakfast Blitz through the Senna S. Out of Curva de Sol we go. DRS open. Yellow flags in the first sector. Still all drivers in the running as we go up the hill towards Ferragula. And through the left-hander we go, keeping an eye on those top two who have not pit again. And it looks like the Plevance is getting closer and might eye up a move down into the next braking zone, turn 4, Decido de Largo. Through the Curva de Sol we go. Scotty up into third place now, and only 12 seconds between him and the top two as he looks left and right and on the outside of turn 5. But no overtake completed for the Lotus driver. I said Scotty about 12 seconds behind. A yellow flag again for not sure who. Zoltan getting a time penalty there. And as we look at this battle in the towards the bottom end of the pack, here goes Destructive J for a move on Hilly. Didn't have the speed advantage though when it got to the braking zone. Up the hill we go with the top two, and Scotty already taken a couple of seconds out of the top two, and they are certainly going to the end as we go on to lap 31 of 36. 6 laps to go. It will get close with Scotty in the Racing Knights car. Well, I really appreciate everyone who's been watching along. It's been fantastic to see the numbers. Anyone who hasn't done so already, please would you subscribe to the channel and hit that red button. Trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season. All 3 tiers are in the line with which round they're on. And they're all going 12 rounds, I believe. So when the season ends, obviously they'll all be aligned on the same week. So it's sort of early September. So if anyone can subscribe who hasn't done so already, it would be greatly appreciated. 10 seconds now separates Scotty from the Plevance. And it surely should really start coming down. Scotty on the hards again. Yellow flag in the middle sector. Zoltan's tyres are 22 laps old, so he's got the oldest tyres at the moment. And you can actually see, wow, you can actually start to see graining on the tyres. If you look, you can actually, is that just me? I swear you can see, it looks like there's far less rubber on those tyres than there were before. There's definitely some pickup and graining on those tyres, 100%. Is Scotty going to be able to catch up? It's going to be about 2.5 seconds a lap consistently to even have a chance. Will the one stop be quicker realistically when it comes to real world or not? The prevalence are just still inside DRS. And of course, these two fighting for the championship at the moment. Only 5 points between the two of them. It will swing back the other way as we've got a big battle here for 4th players. And Mikey GTI up the inside on the Pro Gen. And the Sauber takes 5th place. And as we have comments just coming up there saying the tyre management has been impressive. It's been exceptional, the tyre management from the top two. Ridiculous. So here's the penalties. Armand's got a 10-second, and then, yeah, a few 10 seconds at the bottom, and then a couple of dashings of 3 seconds in the middle of the pack. We should maybe get getting close to seeing Scotty come into the picture. His tyres are only 8 laps old. He should be absolutely flying compared to the other two. How they're managing to keep their tyres in play, I have no idea. Are either of them going to get a puncture with 3 laps to go? It's going to be a tall order for Scotty to catch up. It will be a massively tall order for Scotty to catch up. He has a chance, though, with these two are going to fight now, aren't they, with a couple of laps to go. That might bring Scotty into play. These two are going to have to be careful on their tyres as well. As we've got a retiree of Koyak's Gamer in the pits. That's the only retirement today. And I just think he was a smidge off being classed as finishing. He may still be classed. I'm not sure. Now, around 6 seconds. Is Scotty going to catch up? With 2 laps to go. Here goes the Plevants taking the lead of the race at the top of the hill at the Senna S. Charging up the battery. This is where mistakes may be made, of course, between the two of them, where they're just trying to push the final performance out of these hard tyres, which, of course, has the least amount of performance overall of the 3 compounds anyway, will last the longest. But this is a ridiculous amount of time these tyres have been lasting. And I just don't think Scotty is going to catch up in time. So this is the final really big corner of the race, because we're just going to have a drag to the line next time. You've really got a braking zone opportunity to get an overtake done, as Tronzik is actually falling back, using some of that battery to catch back up crucially. And there's Scotty in the background, still really far away. Remember, these guys have been on these tyres for 24 laps. Yeah, 24 laps on the hard tyres. On to the final lap now. And Scotty, which I'm surprised wasn't able to catch up, because at first he was catching up a massive amount and then it just sort of dropped off, and he's just kind of eked out a few here or there. Mikey GTI at the inside of Armin, who has got a 10-second time penalty, so will drop down the order like a rock in a moment, as the Plevolent has got himself out of DRS range for that final straight. Out of the Gulio we go. As the Plevolent comes up the hill. And towards the line, he takes 3 wins out of 4 this season and wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Tronzik takes second. It was hard fought for those two. Major skill in the tyre management for the two of them. Scotty takes the final podium place with ease. Mikey GTI will be taking 4th place. Armin, where is he going to finish as Razin Destroy go up a place? And then Benzilla, is he going to be close enough to get the place? Is Hazard going to get him at the line? No, and Benzilla misses out by just over half a second to 6th place with that time penalty, as a lot of other drivers in the final few are now starting to stream through to the line. We'll be here for the final rundown, but that was a masterclass of tyre management from the two championship leaders. So there's your podium. I will change the title. It's supposed to be round 4, not round 3, so I did make a slight mistake there. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much. There's your podium for this evening. The Plevolent, Tronzik and Scotty. 3 different teams on the podium. We'll just add these guys. If anyone wants to add me, do so, who are racing. I'll be able to get you back in if you ever do drop out. The Plevolent takes the win today from second on the grid. Tronzik was second. Third was Scotty. 4th was Mikey GCI. Razin Destroy finished 5th. 6th was Armin. 7th was Benzilla. 8th was Matt F1. Pigeon was 9th. 10th was Hazard. Rumsky was 11th. 12th was Milanist. 13th Hilly, 14th Destructive J, 15th Zoltan, 16th Flacco, Raycon 17th, 18th Grace, and 19th Koi X Gamer, who was classified 3 laps down. So we did have everyone technically finish the race. We'll be back tomorrow night with Apex Performance Series at 8:30 for the Belgian Grand Prix. I can tell you now, it's going to be full wet for qualifying and wet to start the race and turning to dry, but it might take a while because it will be overcast conditions for the middle and the final parts of that race. We'll be back for F1 Power Grid for the 2 days again next week. Tuesday, of course, with Champions Division 2, and we'll be back with Senna again next week for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Until next time, we'll see you then. Keep subscribing to the channel, and thanks very much for all the support, and make sure to like that video. Until next time.